Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking a little about GitHub workflows and how you can set up GitHub workflows for your project to automate stuff like building your packages and then deploying them to a VPS so that you don't have to run those commands every time you ship a new feature or a new version. So to get started with GitHub Actions, you can create a .github directory in your source code or in your folder like I have created here, and you can use this GitHub folder to customize many GitHub settings. Like for example, you can create a code owners file where you can just describe which directory belongs to which contributor. So for example, if I had a contributor who wanted to contribute to a scripts folder, so I could just assign the scripts folder to that user, and then he could manage all the contributions that take place on that folder. So it's really easy to streamline and divide the folder structure among contributors. Next, if you create a workflows directory inside of the .github directory, then you will be able to create your workflows which automatically run on a specific command which you can set up in these files. So for my use case, I have created three files. One is a Dodge build, a Dodge deploy, and a Nissan build. So Dodge and Nissan are just names of my front end and the back end respectively. So this file, when I push to the develop branch, as you can see, and only the files in this directory, that is the Dodge directory and all the directories inside of it have changed, then only this whole workflow will run. And what this workflow does is it's just cd inside of Dodge, and it installs TypeScript and installs the file and lints the file. It's just a basic linting workflow, and I'll just show you what the lint workflow does. Yeah, so it just runs next lint. Next, I have Dodge deploy. So what this workflow does is whenever I push a new code to the develop branch and I change the code on my front end, it will deploy my web application to Vercel because that's where I'm hosting it. And to use secrets, to use environment variables, you would have to create secrets inside of a GitHub repository. On the settings tab, there are many tutorials out there. I'll even link one in the description, and you can use that to add links or environment variables so that you can use them in commands like I have used here, and then you can deploy your front end to Vercel. Next, I also have a build command, and this build command is just in building the project, so there are no errors, and if there is any error, the process will stop and it will show an error. So that's one way in which you can manage all of your workflows. Now I'll just show you how these workflows will run. So as you can see here, I have three workflows, and these are the various commits which run these workflows. And if I just go to all workflows and let's just say I choose this one, so here I made some changes to my front end. So as you can see, it ran my workflow. As you can see, deploy web to Vercel. uh, we named it web to Vercel, and it's running it, and it's just deploying it to Vercel. And as you can see, it deployed it completely, and it's showing giving me the production inspection link. I also have some other workflows, and let me just check. I think this one. So yeah, that's the one. So in this one, as you can see, it's running the web workflow, and I think it's some, as you can see, I called it web because I didn't give it a name like I did named it here. As you can see, I didn't name it, so it will just take the name which you have allotted it here, and then it will use it to name the workflow. And this workflow, what it's just doing is it's just going into this directory, and then it's running yarn build, which will I think, in fact, it will run next build. Yeah, as you can see, it will run next build. And to use yarn, you have to use some extra dependencies. If you want to use node, you could have just used I think from action slash yeah setup node. You can see you can use this to set up node. But if you want to use yarn like I wanted to use yarn here, you would have to add some additional settings. Currently I didn't have to configure that because setup dash node already setup node already comes with yarn pre-built, so I didn't need to install that. And these are my workflows which I need, so I have separated them. You can divide your workflows in many files, so you can know which workflow does which task. In my case, I have each allotted one file to a task, so that really helps me in figuring out which file is running which workflow, and it's really nice. So if you want to check these workflows out, you can go over to this link. I'll leave it in the description below. And you can go into the .github directories, and in the workflow directories, you'll find all my workflows, and you can even clone them using the uh, git CLI. And this is the link.